Well, good morning, everyone. I am Zita. I'm back for another hosting shift, and this time it's going to be Earthbound by Cruel, and I'm kind of excited for that one. Cruel, do you need anything from me already? Like a name or something?
Just making sure that I'm actually live. I don't know if I am, but okay, yeah. There's a few things that are going to come up right away. Also, hi Zita, good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm not as excited. It's going to be a disaster, but
Oh
it
boy.
should be fun.
Now I'm excited even more.
Okay, so we're going to put the text speed on fast. Well, Zita, first off, what's your favorite flavor? Plain, mint, strawberry, banana, or peanut?
Banana.
Banana? Okay, we're going to go with banana then. The nest name.
The nest name. Let me quickly look. The nest name is going to be Mark.
The Paula name.
The Paula name is CMM.
Okay. The Jeff name.
It's going to be Dutch J. Or Dutch if J doesn't fit. Yeah, it's going to be Dutch.
It's going to be... No, the J needs to be there.
Yeah, our new best friend.
Close enough. I thought it was 6 characters, but apparently it's 5. Doesn't matter. Like I said, I wanted that one in for our good friend. Okay, I'll you know what? I'll change it to a small J. Otherwise, I think Tech is gonna hate me for this. So close enough. Did we do Pooh name? I don't think we did, right?
We didn't.
No, I didn't think so because we never actually pick him up. Actually, we're gonna just do it like this. So we actually, this already causes RNG manipulation to be impossible, which is actually good because RNG manipulation is not allowed for this particular category. Ready when you guys are. Tech, ready? Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, right away we're just going to start with a cutscene, so we actually have some time here. It's going to tell us the story about Ness, who back in 1991, I think it is, or 1990X even, you know, something happens, and you see there's this meteor that crashes, and we're just a little kid, but we're gonna go and find out what happens. Now, the first part of the run is actually pretty straightforward. We're going to just do some exploring. There's not really any enemies around. There's some police that'll send us away again. But, you know, considering this is not the full game, I should probably explain what this is and why this is a category. So in Boogey%, we actually only go up to the Fly Honey, which is an item that we try to pick up after the Boogey Tent, which is one of the bosses, about a third into the game. It's really mostly a race category, which is, you know, for this kind of situation, it's generally not ideal. But about I want to say a year and a half, 2 years ago, there was a Boogey% tournament from the Earthbound community, and that's kind of where I learned this category. I still haven't learned the full run. I still want to do that at some point, but I never got around to it. So first things first, we're going to pick up the correct bat here. Going to equip it right away. That's going to be our main weapon for a little bit at least. So Boogey% is just it's easier as a race category, mostly because like a full glitchless run takes about like 4 to 5 hours, which is a little bit longer than we would want for a marathon setting. So in that sense, it's at least for a setting like this, for races especially. So as a result, this kind of ended up being a nice balance because it's not that far into the run, but it's there's a decent chunk of RNG beforehand, but it's all generally pretty manageable. Chances are we will die at some point though. We'll get to that when it happens. But yeah, so when we ended up needing a backup for the marathon for another runner that dropped, I was like, you know, okay, I can do this. I'm rusty, but I can make this work. Now, we talked to Pokey here. Pokey is he's actually kind of mean. He's not a good guy. He seems like this scared little kid, but we'll see him later. He's not as nice as he looks. But yeah, he's gonna do some digging around and do some investigating here. and we're just gonna go back home. So yeah, let's get back to our home. Right now, there's no enemies yet. They start spawning after this first sequence. First, we have to tell Mom that we're back, and we're gonna go back to bed. Okay. Now, later on that night, we're going to hear some bonking on the door, and that's our good friend Pokey, who's come back to well, because his little, I believe it's because his little brother is missing at the moment. So we're gonna try and find him. Okay, so I just need to look at the door at the correct angle, and there we go. Now, you can actually mash with 4 buttons in this game. You've got L, A, B, and select. B and select count as no options, whereas A and B count as yes options. So whenever a dialogue will prompt asking me yes or no, I'll have to either... So here, for example, here I was just mashing A and B, or sorry, A and L, because that counted as a yes. So I have to talk to Mom here. You know, say goodbye. She's just taking the cracked bat from Tracy's room, which we already did, and she suggests bringing the dog with us. The latter, we're not actually going to do. We don't care.
So, Cruel.
Yeah.
Mind if I break it?
Go ahead.
We just received a 12 € donation by Loki saying, "Good morning from Sweden." And I'm not sure if this is the Loki from the, Marvel universe, because then I'm scared.
Okay, so here, as we get to the door, the phone will ring, and this is our dad. See, in this game, in order to save the game, we just have to call our dad. He's going to save the game for us. So he tells us, we should probably save often. He also has put some money in our bank account, like $30 or something, so that's kind of convenient. And now we come up on the first RNG sequence here. I have to try and dodge all of these enemies as best I can. The crows can get stuck. The dogs will just keep running after me, and the snakes I can stutter past, but it's pretty difficult. And that's another technique I should probably mention. There's actually several coming up here. So the first thing you see me do, you see me walk up to a point where the enemy is off screen and then back again. By being about a third of the way off screen, the enemy will despawn. The downside is new enemies can also spawn here, which is what keeps happening so far. So that's kind of unlucky. Okay, that wasn't far enough. I don't like snakes. I don't like having to stutter past snakes here. So you kind of just have to get lucky and hope that the enemies completely despawn so that we don't have to deal with them, but... yeah, that crow is going to get me. We really would... Okay, so this crow is in a position where I can get past him. Crows will always move left and right in a specific way, and unless they've made their entire movement, they kind of just get stuck. So that crow actually got stuck behind the trees there, which is kind of ideal for us. That way we don't have to deal with it. I can go up here. Okay, luckily the rest of it seems to be going pretty easy. We can already see Pokey's little brother. Okay, there we go. That was pretty good. We didn't get any encounters, so that's always nice. Some of the encounters there can kill me, so it's kind of convenient if we can get past it. So the despawning there, that's one major technique that we're going to use. Another major technique is stutter stepping, which is actually going to come into play in a little bit. Basically, if I press the direction that I want to move for, I believe, between 1 and 3 frames or something, just for a couple of frames, I can move while the enemy doesn't have time to actually start moving. And if you're really good at that, you can actually get past almost every enemy, or a lot of the stutter step enemies pretty easily. Now, this is one of those techniques that, the more you do it, the better you get. And it's actually pretty important in a full glitchless run, because it will help you avoid a lot of enemies. But for this category, it's not as important. And yeah, as a result, I'm not actually that good at it. So this is Buzz. He's from the future. He's 10 years from the future, actually, and he tells us about this big evil guy. I believe it's even coming from space or something. I don't know the exact story there, but Buzz tells us that 3 boys and a girl are supposed to, stop this thing, and he's gonna join us. So Buzz is actually a really powerful character right now for us. He's actually basically the one going to be killing the first boss coming up. And yeah, we'll see what happens to him afterwards. So this right here, this is the first boss. So it's also one of the easier bosses, or if not the easiest boss, because we actually don't really get to do anything. Basically, what I just do here is we're going to go into auto fight, and I just have to mash A and L, and we just wait until it's over. Buzz is going to be using his shield to protect us from the magic attacks from Starman Jr. Starman Jr. is going for fire here. That's kind of annoying. You ideally want to have him go for ice. Okay, very good hit from Buzz there. Buzz doing 112 damage. We're doing 3. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of how much it does.
So
yeah.
while this is a, you know, this is a boring fight, I guess, because you're only mashing A. Gives me time, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we got a donation from Mango versus Lemon for €5 saying, "Hey, Cruel, good luck with your run." Wee!
Wee! That's a reference to our to my Nubo run, which I did at ESA a few weeks back. So, but yeah, the reason we want ice over fire is because ice only triggers a single one of our characters to hit, so it doesn't. Oh, there we go. That's the kill. So it only triggers one of us to get hit, and as a result, there is just fewer text boxes there. So yeah, Buzz here gonna talk a bit about the story and about why animals are going violent and all that. We're gonna bring Pokey back home. That's our first priority. I mean, that's what we got here for. That's why we started helping him. So now Pokey's dad is he's not very kind on them. I don't know what that sound would mean, but there's something there. But yeah, he also mentions that, you know, our family is apparently in debt with him by like a lot. We apparently owe him a lot of money, and you know, he tells us this like we're this little kid. I don't think these are kid problems. And Pokey's mother actually ends up killing Buzz, which F for Buzz, I guess. He apparently he wasn't as strong as he thought he was. So he has some final words for us about how we defeat Geigas, and he tells us that we have to visit 8 places, sanctuaries. One of those sanctuaries is here in Onet, Giant Step, and that's where we're going to be going next. Or well, we're going to try to get there next, but we need to do something along the way there. So he asks us if we want to hear it again. I mashed B and select to make sure we said no. He gets us the Soundstone, which is the item we need in order to collect our 8 melodies, and off we go. And by this point, it's morning, so well, let's get moving. So basically what you have to do in this game is you have to collect the 8 sanctuaries, the 8 melodies, and that will trigger the option of getting to the final boss, or to the final area, I believe. But there's a lot more to it, and I'm very much not doing justice to the story here. So this is what I mean with stutter stepping. That snake could have moved closer towards me, but because I actually only stepped for a few frames at a time, he doesn't move as close to me. And I hope I can get this. Okay, got him stuck behind the tree. That's what I was going for. So it can give me just a little bit of extra distance in this case to be able to get away from it, because these enemies are kind of in the way here. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, okay, we're not going to dodge that, so we just have to fight it. It's not ideal having to fight it, but the dog isn't the worst thing to get, so we'll just kill it. We do actually have to get a little bit of extra experience here and there. This one doesn't actually give much, so it's not ideal, but we can make it work. The dog gives a little bit of experience, like enough for me to get that extra level here right now, which actually helps a little bit. The crows from before actually only give like 1 extra experience. So I'm going to try to run away from this. We're getting pretty unlucky with these encounters. I'm also not doing a great job at dodging them, admittedly, but we're still getting decently unlucky. Okay, if we could run from this crow, that'd be nice. Because the crow is just smiling at me. He isn't actually doing much. Now, the way that running in this game works, it actually gets easier. Like, the chances of getting of successfully running get higher every turn. But we're getting really unlucky here. Okay, we just died. Great. That's fun. This is not horrible. We don't actually get set back very far because we just get back to mom. But it kind of sucks. I'll talk to mom to heal again. Yeah, that crow had it out for me. That's I'm surprised I wasn't able to run from that. Okay. The reason I needed to heal because I have the how do you call it? Like, I had all of my HP back, but I didn't actually have my magic points anymore. And those will be quite important later. Now, because we died this early on, we're actually going to get a photo. So this is another thing. There's a bunch of photos you can collect. There's actually a category for all photos. So, yeah, chat, do it with me. Say, fuzzy pickles. Okay, now that the photo guy is out of the way. There's actually two more photos. Oh, wow. I did not see that snake.
Oh, welp.
Zita says, while we make our way to town, just go ahead. I got nothing.
Well, we didn't have any donations going, but I could, you know, mention that there's still a few donation incentives that are open, because, let me quickly check. For example, one that is coming up is the Portal 2 Co-op all main courses run. And, you know, there's still some money left on the course 6. That's apparently, we get a real big amount of money. I'm not sure what that's about, but hopefully it's money for, you know, the charity. But we need about $100 more for that one. And you can also, you know, pick the skin that they will use. You can choose between Hard, Ninja, Starburst, Moon, or Military. So, and right now Hard is in the lead by a single euro. And then there's the outfit choice for Lara Croft, which is also later up today. So, you know, those are a few incentives that are coming up quite soon. So, yeah, if people still want to donate, be sure to spend your money wisely.
So we just got a baseball cap, and we don't actually keep that equipped for very long. We're mostly just using it to be able to buy more stuff. I'm going to withdraw some money from the bank here. I'm going to talk to this guy. We're going to buy a regular baseball cap, which is a little bit less good, but it does give us a bunch of money, so much so that I actually will have the money to buy the cheap bracelet, which then, right, because I died, I'm actually like 7 short. I'll withdraw a bit more. This is the downside of dying. You actually lose some money, and that, in this case, made me just slightly short. I do have enough in total, so we can make it work. So we get the cheap bracelet. So initially we had 9 defense, and by getting the other baseball cap and selling the one we got, the Mr. Baseball cap, we actually went down to 8, but we could buy the cheap bracelet, which just boosted that to 13 again. So essentially we get like 4 extra defense for basically nothing. Like basically for free. So we're gonna fight this guy. He because we're gonna actually try and meet Frank here, who's I don't really know what he is exactly. He's got some gang going on around here, and yeah, we're just gonna deal with him. So he's actually gonna give us a hamburger. Normally this is also where I'd get another level, but because we died earlier, or no, sorry, because we got extra encounters earlier, that wasn't gonna be the case here. So now there's this guy. We also have to fight him. This is a required fight. There's no way around him. Now, unfortunately, he's actually hitting every hit, basically, which is a little bit annoying, because he's dealing quite a lot of damage. But we got him. There's one more fight that we need to do before we are allowed to move on. We do level to level 4 here, though. Let's see. Here's another burger. We're going to buy more burgers after the next boss fight, so we can actually use them pretty easily. So this guy tells us, or asks us whether we want to be a member. If we say yes, he just tells us, well, maybe, you know, a kid like you should probably just be playing his Nintendo. And, you know, if we say no, he fights us. So, yeah, I'm gonna life up. I'm not gonna risk it. Not with Frank. Frank is not a fun fight. Because, okay, he's gonna say something nasty. We got a smash. A smash is essentially a critical hit. He's gonna say something nasty again, and we got him. That was a really good fight with Frank. Let's go. Now, we're not in the clear just yet. We actually have another fight that we need to do here, but this one's a little bit easier because he only attacks once every 2 turns. This is the Frankenstein Mark II. And he's going to attack every other attack, or every other turn. So he's actually going to do a very big hit here, so we're going to eat the remaining hamburger. Okay. Didn't do it that much damage, so it's all good. There's a painful hit there. So because we're now really low on health, I'm gonna heal in this turn. If we're pretty high on health still, even if he's got a chance to kill me, I can opt not to heal right away, but rather on his attack turn, because you don't actually die instantly, but rather you die once your HP reaches 0. And if you have 21 or more HP, 21 is really difficult, but if you have enough HP, you can actually mash fast enough that your next heal will go off before you actually die, and then it'll still heal you just as it is, so it'll still count. That's one way where you can actually survive some death hits. So we're gonna get some information from Frankie about how to get to the giant step, our first melody. And he's also going to give us a free heal. That guy runs up to us. Basically, he tells us that the mayor has this key to a shack, and that shack apparently gets us to giant steps. So we're going to talk to the mayor. Okay, so this is the mayor's office. Now, the mayor is going to give us the key, but he's going to make sure that we do know that he is not responsible for us. You know, if we get hurt in Giant Step because he gave us the key, then, yeah, that's our problem. So we tell him, yeah, sure, not a big deal. It's not his responsibility. And off we go towards the shack. Now, on the way, we're going to stop at the burger joint, and we're going to buy a bunch of hamburgers. You know, we might need our lunch at this point, right? At least get it ready. So we're gonna first go in here, get some money, because there's an ATM here at the drugstore. So we're gonna withdraw the full 140 that we have. There we go. And off to the burger joint we go. Now, after the burger joint, we're going to make our way to the shack, and then we're going to do some grinding. I'll explain more about the grinding in a moment. In the meantime, Zita, if you have anything to talk about, now would be a pretty good time.
Well, you know, we are live here from Venray, the Netherlands, in the Hotel Asteria. And they, you know, provided us this amazing venue. And we organize marathons like this on a bi-monthly basis, but also, you know, on an annual basis. This is the annual edition. Our bi-monthly events are at the esports game arena in Alphen aan de Rijn. So, you know, if you happen to live nearby, keep an eye on that one so you can visit us. And I want to also thank ESA for, you know, supporting us in the event and allowing us to stream on their channel, because it's pretty awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do here is there's these slugs, and these are what we're going to grind on.
Now, there's two kinds of enemies on the lower floors here. There is slugs, which are these things, and there is mice. And the mouses are actually kind of an annoying enemy to deal with. The slugs can generally be one-shot. Like, once we level up, we're guaranteed to be able to one-shot them. At this point, they're at damage range still. We need to kill 22 of them in total to get to, I believe, level 8. So what I'm going to try to do is we're going to try to kill about, like, 16-ish. And then we're going to start slowly moving towards the exit. Now, unfortunately, this one put us to sleep. That kind of sucks. Because now he's going to be dealing a decent amount of damage. Okay, we missed a lot of the ranges here. Now, we're basically just going to spawn and despawn the enemies until we have enough. So we get the level up here. That level up just gets us a little bit of extra power, and that should hopefully be enough for us to guarantee the kills. So there's the rodeo mouse. Gonna just ignore that. Oh, there's a lot of slugs here. That's actually really good. Getting a lot of slugs quick is really good. Okay, we did miss, which kind of sucks, but like I said, just one of the big places you can lose time is on this grind. In my practice run from last week, I actually got stuck here because I just kept getting rodeo mouses over and over, and you get about as much experience from the rodeo mice as from one of these slugs, except the fights are so much longer because they usually take 2 to 3 turns to kill, and there's only one of them, so it's really just not worth it at all. So I'm gonna do another life up to make sure I'm fully healed. Oh, I got an ambush there? I didn't expect that would be an ambush. That's on me. It's not a big deal. We should get another level here. They tried to hypnosis, but they all failed. So. Okay, that failed, so still good. And the last slug. Okay, so that's 12 slugs already. And that gets us level 7. We only need one more level up. Level 7 gets us a bunch of extra health, which is really convenient. Okay, that's a rodeo mouse. Don't need that. So I can use this room to basically despawn them. The little fleas you see on the ground in the other room aren't actually the slugs that I want, or at least they're not guaranteed to be. Okay, this gets us to 16. So after this, I want one more fight with slugs, and then we're just gonna start moving on. As soon as we move up to the next level, we're not guaranteed to get these anymore. There's also also ants that we can get, and those are quite a bit more annoying because they can spawn more enemies and they don't die in one hit. So I guess while we finish up the grinding, Zeta, if you have more, go ahead.
Well, we are raising money for the Dutch Cancer Society, and this is a nationwide organization committed to fight cancer while aiming for more cure and a higher quality of life for those already battling the disease. And everyone's donations will go towards the Dutch Cancer Society. And by donating, to the charity, you will be eligible for one of the amazing prizes sponsored by Nintendo Core. And prizes are always good, so. And any donation will get you a chance to win on one of the prizes of the day. And today I see it's a Pokemon necklace and a drawstring, a backpack. So, kind of cool. And it will also give you a 3 times bigger chance to win the grand prize. And for more information on the grand prize, someone already posted a, the command, so you guys can see what the grand prize will be. And I've seen it, and I actually want it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good price for sure. Okay, so here we got a very unlucky damage range right there. We actually hit 29 on one of the slugs, which is 1 damage too low to actually kill it. So we didn't get the kill by 1. It's not a huge deal, but it's a little unfortunate, really, because most of the time we deal well over that. But I got a very low roll. But this is the last required fight on the way. I may still have to take another fight, maybe even 2 or 3. depending on the luck. But at least we got through the grinding decently fast here. We get the level 8. We're gonna just try and move on completely to the next level. Now from this point on, we can see other things than just the slugs. So those four are probably slugs. I'm gonna try to stutter away from it to at least the point where there's just 2 of them. Okay, 3. How was that 3? I only saw 2.
It was 2, and then when you enter the battle, the third one snuck up on you.
Right, yeah, okay, fair enough. That can happen. So yeah, slugs are not the worst thing to fight. Like, if I have to take a few more of these, it's okay. If I get an extra level, it might even work out in our favor. At this point, because of our level, if we get just 1 in a battle, it should be an instant victory. Okay, so that definitely wasn't a slug. That was an ant. The lone ones are pretty much always ants, unless they've been despawned. I'm gonna try to get past this. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna work. Not gonna work. That's okay. Do I... Yeah, I have enough for this. So this is the other move that we just got. Since I had so much PP left, I actually could use this right here to just kill both of them so we can move on a little bit faster. Because we're going to get a PP refill right as we leave this room. So that worked out very nicely, actually. So these are butterflies. And butterflies are a very big deal because butterflies heal us, or specifically heal our PP, which I can then use to life up and heal my HP as well. We want to be completely full here because the next boss fight is actually a pretty difficult one. It's one of the hardest fights in this particular run. In a normal glitchless run, all of this would be RNG manipulated. So I think they manipulate the slugs to give like a 2% drop or something and, you know, that sort of stuff. But here that's not going to be the case. So we needed those extra levels to be able to deal with it. I'm not trusting that. So ideally, I want to see a room with either just 1 in there, or preferably none at all. That's still more than 1. So this is an instant victory. Because of our level, we would have been guaranteed to deal enough damage, and that counts as an instant victory. You'll see it a few more times here. That's just free experience, essentially. Okay, there's just 1 here. And that's how we get past them. This is why that level 8 is kind of helpful. Okay, on to the boss, and this is actually a really annoying boss. So let's see what happens here. So there's 2 ants with him. So the first turn we're gonna do a magic attack just to get rid of the other 2 immediately. The antoids in the back. We still have enough health that we can do another one. Okay, I'm gonna have to mash real fast on this next round because he can actually kill me here. Okay, he wouldn't have killed me, so we good. I use my life up, and we're gonna... This is now the point where I have my burgers as well. So now we just need to try and deal as much damage as possible. We have a lot of burgers, so I'm gonna play it safe, I think. Okay, I was kind of expecting another attack from him. Okay, we got him. Nice. Very good getting that fight first try. And that gets us a bunch of extra levels, and we're going to get to our first melody now. Now, one result of having the first melody is that from here on out, all of the enemies in this area will actually run away from me. So this is Giant Step. So we get a little bit of a cutscene here, and we get to hear the first part of the 8 melodies. So we get a full heal, and we caught a glimpse of a small, cute puppy. And who doesn't love small, cute puppies? So, back we go. And as you can see right away, all of the enemies, they just start running away from me. We've killed the big boss, so We got ourselves the melody, so there's no need for them. Which also means that I can now pick up this chest right here, which actually contains another hamburger. Kind of convenient to have that. Those will be quite handy for the next set of fights, because we're actually going to be getting another boss fight pretty soon. This is where we kind of have a bunch of fights back to back. And the next one is another rather dangerous one. Generally speaking, we shouldn't die there, but it can happen. It's not a fun fight. And it's also one of the places where you're going to get to see that this game, which is it's kind of cool that it does that in a sense. It actually tackles a lot of real life problems, and it actually manages to get that in there in a very cute looking game, because we're actually going to be talking about police brutality in a moment. As we right now we need to move on to Tucson. That's where the next melody for us is going to be. But the road is blocked, and the police, they will give us access, but only if we can actually beat up all of the police members, because they need to know that we're strong enough. Because he's just like, yeah, kids like you, they should just be playing video games, right? You shouldn't be out on the road. It's way too dangerous. So he tells us that it's because of an emergency, but in reality, there's nothing actually going on there. I mean, there's a couple of mushrooms that went, or that got aggressive, but that's really about it. So he's gonna have us, or he drags us into this room completely unknowing, and then we have to fight 5 of his best men, and they just start attacking me. Now they can deal quite a bit of damage, and we missed our first attack, which is kind of sucks. Okay, this could actually be bad already. Yeah, we're dead. I couldn't... Wow. Okay. Nice. This, that just happened. He got 2 crits or 2 high damaging moves back to back, and I missed him twice, which that's just really unfortunate.
Please don't ruin my schedule.
I will do my best, Sita, but don't worry. My estimate does account for a death or 2. So we get some extra text here because we went to bed. CMM, or Paula as is her normal name, we now get a dream of her, a vision that we need to go visit her. That's how you know that you have to go to Tucson next, because that's kind of where they hint at, hey, there's this girl I need to find. Now, luckily, and this is kind of where it wasn't maybe... Like, it's not... Like, we died on the first fight, which is not the worst place to die on that fight. And all of the enemies here, they just run away from me, so we can just walk back. I did have to heal, but we can just walk back here. But yeah, it's really unfortunate to have 2 misses back to back, and the cop getting 2 crits on me. It's just... I went too far to the right. Okay, attempt number 2 at Captain Strong. Okay, he did a regular attack, that's fine. And he missed. See, this is how the fight is supposed to go. That's a lot cleaner already. Okay, on to the second one, because that was just the first one. We need to kill many more. Okay, we did take quite a big hit there. Let's play it safe and eat another burger then. Okay, that's cop number 2. And he left us a burger. Nice. We actually got an extra burger there. Got one of those heals back. We do need to heal immediately on this fight because we're a little bit low on health. Wow. Okay, we went first here, which is a good thing because we needed to go first there.
What is up with your luck?
Yeah, there's not much I can do about this. We're just not getting lucky right now. I'll play it safe and eat a burger early. With that crushing chop, we needed that burger early. What are these fights, dude? Okay, we got him. Now, the next fight can actually be a pretty easy one. We do need to heal at the start. I need to make sure that I'm full health after, or at least as full as possible after this fight. And then we can do this. He survived that? Okay. I did not expect him to survive that. That's actually a pretty easy range to get, so you're very likely to kill with a PSI fire there. Okay, so this fifth cop isn't going to fight us, but the captain is. Now, if everything goes to plan, this should be a 2-turn fight. If everything goes wrong, we could die here because I lost all of my heal items already, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Oh god, that's not a good start. Okay, I'm gonna life up. He generally would die to 2 hits there, but because I got a pretty low roll on the first one, I didn't want to risk it. Which does make this a pretty slow fight, sadly. Okay, we got a smash. That's good. That was a really good smash. Okay, that fight is done. That is one of the deadliest bosses that was left, so there's still a few fights we can die on, but we're through the worst of it. At least, well, we're through Onet. Now, up until about, I want to say about a year and a half or so ago, this is about where the RNG manipulation would end. People would try and extend it a little bit towards Tucson, but this was the last big boss fight that would be RNG manipulated. So that's about the point where we're at right now, which does say something, right? Like these fights are difficult enough that they're worth RNG manipulating. Now, by this point, they have gotten an RNG manipulation that goes much, much further than this. I don't even know up to what point it does anymore, but significantly further than they do now. But for the longest time, this is roughly where the manipulations would end. So we have to take this extra burger, because I need a food item for Apple Kid later, and I was completely out of food. So I have to avoid those mushrooms. Those mushrooms can do an attack which will invert my controls and everything. It's really annoying. So we're gonna try and skip past them. I can't stutter them either, so. So a lot of these mushrooms. Okay, that one we can get past. Okay, so this is Tucson. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Tucson department store. We're going to withdraw some money and we're going to call our dad because we haven't talked to him in a while. You know, you should talk to your family. So here we're going to withdraw $500, which we just got because we beat up a bunch of police and whatnot. Now, the main reason we want to talk to our dad here is because we want to save the game. If you die at any point, you get set back to the last save point, and this way our save will be here in Tucson. Additionally, there's actually a point where we can do a death warp later, depending on what our health looks like, and if we do, we want to get set back here right to Tucson, because we actually need to go back to this town later on. Yeah, okay, I saw that coming. I tried to get to the other side of the tree in time, but I couldn't do that. Okay, we got a smash, which that actually saves me like quite a bit of time back. But because of that, the fight wasn't too bad. Now there's two inventor kids here. Now, Orange Kid, he's the clean one. He pretends to be super nice and everything. This guy, he's kind of a mess and he stinks a little bit because he hasn't taken a shower in a while. But this guy, Apple Kid, he's actually a much better inventor than the other one. See, Orange Kid will just... We do have to pay him like $200, by the way. But Orange Kid, he's just going to invent stuff that'll inflate his ego even more. Whereas Apple Kid is actually going to get us stuff that's, you know, useful. So we get a receiver phone from Apple Kid, you know, so he can call us whenever he's invented something. Because, you know, cell phones aren't exactly a thing yet. And we're going to make our way to... we're going to try to make our way to the next town, rather. Gonna avoid those mushrooms. Ideally, I want to see another butterfly here so that we have some magic and I can heal and, you know, that sort of stuff. They're pretty common to spawn here, but we didn't get anything from the looks of it. It's not terrible that we didn't yet. We can get more later. It's not a big deal. Like, I don't have to get them yet. They're just convenient to get now. Okay, so here we just have to despawn the enemies. I can't deal with these enemies at this point. Okay, so this one's close enough that I don't have to reset, or far enough away that I don't have to reset the room. And on this is so this is Happy Valley, and Happy or this valley, it's on the way to Happy the town. The valley has another name, I believe, but I don't remember what it is. But this valley is pure death everywhere. There's so many enemies that can kill me. And as we go up, there's this pencil on the way. I actually don't have to see the pencil physically. It just needs to have been spawned, which essentially means I need to have been about a third of the screen away from it. But I've had a run before where I didn't actually get it off screen, and then when I walked back, it turned that I was slightly, like, just a few pixels off, and since then I've just been making sure that I've at least seen it. That way I know for sure that it's been good. Because seeing that actually triggers the next story point. That's what we needed to do. It's the only reason we went there.
Isn't Happy Valley the area where
the
MS Paint Beast lives in?
Yeah. No. MS Paint Beast is later. That's in Winters.
Ah, okay.
Happy is where the car painter is at. That's the town immediately after the valley.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So a bunch of enemies here. At audio, Reekald, if you could mute me for a second. Thank you. Sorry about that. So, more mushrooms here. We're gonna just avoid them. Gotta keep despawning these. Okay, there we go. There's more enemies in town. Hopefully not, rather, but there can be. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our way to Apple Kid, who called us about one of his newest inventions. He invented a pencil eraser, which is gonna get rid of that giant steel pencil that was on our path there. It's something that can erase pencil-shaped figures, and conveniently enough, that thing was a pencil-shaped figure. Now there is actually a counterpart item to this, which we're unfortunately not going to get, but it's the pencil eraser, which is for when there's, you know, a statue of a pencil eraser. It's just the game is full of little jokes like that, and it's one of the things that makes this game just as adorable as it is, even though it actually tackles a lot of big topics. Okay, butterfly. Get over here, butterfly. Okay, we get some health back, or some magic back. I'm gonna heal here. Didn't really need the heal, but another butterfly will get me up to full PP anyway, so worked out. And now we gotta make our way to Happy. And Happy really is one of the last places where we have a decent chance that we could get a death that actually loses us quite a bit of time. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it's gonna happen, then this is the place where it would. So we're gonna make our way up here. Now there's a bunch of UFOs and whatnot around. Those we definitely don't want to get hit by. On the way, I'm also gonna get pick up one extra safety item. The downside of picking up the safety item is that you can die getting it. So it's kind of a risk versus reward. Like on the one hand, it makes everything later on a little bit safer. On the other hand, we might die trying to get it. So yeah, not ideal, but we'll make it work somehow. Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna go down a little bit further to make sure that thingy from above there despawned. Okay, so far so good. Another butterfly. There we go. This is a pretty common spot for butterflies, and we did need another one because I need full magic for the upcoming bosses. Okay, over across the bridge here. That's a living tree. There's another one behind the rock there, but that one's blocked off, so that one won't bother us. So here we've got a path coming up where we can go right and we can go left. Now I need to go to the left. Oh yeah, I had to get a fight here. Now these trees aren't the worst thing in the world to have to fight. I do need another butterfly after this now. But these are manageable. Generally speaking. I need a life up. Okay. So this is an example of we actually would have died here because he did like 200 damage, but he did that as he died, so it wasn't actually a big deal for us because we... Oh, come on. Really? I'm gonna have to try to dodge that. Okay, I was able to turn at least. These are not fun either. We're getting bullied by the valley here. Okay, we've got max HP. And we've got a cold. Now I really need butterflies. Because that cold actually persists even now, and will gradually be taking damage. So I need a butterfly so I can heal that off, because I don't have the magic for it. So this is the downside of Happy, or of the valley, whatever the valley is called. I keep calling it Happy, but that's the name of the town. Okay, there's a butterfly there. Hello, butterfly. So I got over the cold. That's one issue dealt with. Now this is the chest with the safety item that I wanted to get, the hard hat. We're gonna equip that there. That's gonna give us a pretty significant defense boost. Now I need another butterfly. Okay, we got past those. So I'm gonna go down because it's slightly less likely for me to die in this part because I have a little bit of area, a little bit more area to move around in. I'm just gonna hope for a butterfly to spawn somewhere around here because I kind of need one. Okay, butterfly. There we go. Probably should have healed first because I'm not at full health, but I've got enough that I can make it work. So to the right here is where the town is at. That's where we need to be. Okay, there's one of these. I probably can't... Okay, I can maybe get rid of him. Okay, I can get rid of him. Okay, these snakes will generally speaking run away from me. They can opt not to sometimes, but generally they're not a problem. So this is Happy. Now right in here, we're going to buy a couple of croissants. It's, because we kind of need food. Just some heal items, you know. Okay, there we go. We got 2 croissants there. Hopefully that'll be enough. Because I don't really have the money to go for too much more if we end up wanting to go for the Death Warp. Okay, so this area mostly has a bunch of crows running around, which are the same crows that we fought at the very beginning, so they shouldn't be too big a deal here. So this is CMM, or Paula, and she's been captured by the Carpenter. Now she mentions that Carpenter uses lightning attacks, and she's gonna give us the Franklin badge, and the Franklin badge actually reflects lightning attacks. So this is Pokey, the same Pokey from before. He joined he joined in on this cult, the Happyism, and he's gonna send a bunch of enemies our way. So now we have to deal with this. And this is why we go for PSI Fire, because these are not fun to deal with. Of course, all of them survive pretty much. I need to deal with them. This does put me in a very unfortunate position, because now I'm low on PP and HP. I can heal the HP. But I kind of want to have at least 10 PP left for the next boss. Okay, actually we have 20 now. I'll eat a croissant though. I'm debating if I should buy an extra croissant real quick. I probably should, considering I only have 1 heal item and the next boss is not a fun one. Yeah, I probably should. Just in case. Okay. I mean, they're not that expensive anyway, so I can deal with it. So now, Happy is actually being infiltrated by this cult, the Happyism, and they're all chanting blue, blue over here. So this guy's still pretty new at it, so he says green, green instead. Gonna move on to this guy. Now the last one we do actually have to fight. This masked fellow over here. Okay, pain attack is fine. We basically, anything is fine as long as he doesn't spawn new companions. Okay, got him. Now onto one of my least favorite bosses. The reason this next boss is as painful as it is if you die to him, which isn't very likely, but it is like the fight is very RNG heavy. And if you die to him, you actually lose a lot of time. Because it would set us back to the previous town, and we have to go all the way through the valley again. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. This could be a really easy fight. This could be a very difficult fight. As this guy uses lightning attacks, and it's 50% for me to reflect it, or just take the hit. So I'm gonna make sure. Okay, so we're gonna attack. Okay, that's good. Okay, we deflected the first one. That's a good start. So I'm going to use PSI Fire here, because he's going to life up and heal a good chunk of it back. Just to make sure. Got a smash on him. That's good. We're going to go life up. Or fire. Because I might be able to get the kill. Okay, this should kill. There we go. Very good fight. That fight, like I said, it can be very quick. It can be very long. So, very happy that that went as well as it did. So he gives us the key to the prison where Paula is at. 72. I think we're gonna walk back. 72 is like around the edge whether I should death warp or not. The advantage of not death warping is that afterwards we actually have an extra safety item for a little bit later on. It is on average a bit slower, but considering our health, it's probably better to do so, and we should have the time for it. So Pokey here, he's gonna, you know, talk about how he was in his trance, and then he said, like, yeah, jinxed you. He's actually the mean guy here. He set it all up. He's just an evil little kid. Okay, into the building. Now the enemies will still chase me because that wasn't actually the boss that would cause it not to, but rather there is a sanctuary right near this town. It's not a sanctuary we're going to get. Even in the glitchless run, you get it a lot later because it's just easier to travel back later once you're much more powerful. And I think it becomes like a 2-turn fight or something. Okay, so Paula has a teddy bear, and the teddy bear will actually take some hits for us. Oh boy, that's a lot of crows. You can tell just by how much slower we're moving. That many crows causes the game to lag like crazy. But yeah, the teddy bear can take some hits, so if we get into a fight, the teddy bear will first take the hits before we start taking any damage. But at this point, we should be in a position where it's not as likely for us to die anymore anyway. We have our second party member finally. We have... Paula isn't that strong physically, but she has a bunch of magic spells. So, she can be quite useful. Okay, so that's the lag there is from the crows to the right. I saw a butterfly, but it wasn't worth it to pick it up now. Okay, moving down here. So the bridge now is fixed, so we don't have to walk all the way around again. But there is still a chance that there will be enemies that end up chasing us. Gonna despawn that one. I'm gonna grab the butterfly. Why not? It doesn't hurt to have that. So this bridge got fixed, so it's right back to the cave. So almost no enemy, or pretty much no enemies. I only have to despawn one. Okay, make that 2. And this one actually got to us. Never mind, I spoke too soon. So the teddy bear here takes the hit. We can just go all out with our magic attacks and destroy the thing. Paula is going to actually get a bunch of levels, and that does make the final boss of this run a little bit safer. Because she gets PSI Fire now as well. Wait, where did that other enemy come from? Don't think he was there before. Those levels we were pretty much always going to get anyway. Paula normally doesn't gain any experience until the boss fight, or like the final boss of this run. And then she gains like 8 levels or something instantly. Nope. That's a lot of mushrooms there. Don't want to fight those. Now we are about to come up on my favorite sequence of this run where we can do some random dancing and whatnot. You know, this is BSG after all, so we do need to have some fun. Nope. Apparently Mark doesn't like fun.
Glitching is cheating.
I never said anything about glitching. This is glitchless.
Then it's okay.
So first we're gonna talk to Paula's dad here. He's very happy that Paula is back, and the guy knows about Paula's psychic abilities, and knows that you know, we're the kid that she'd been dreaming about that she needed to find, and he tells us that we need to go to Threed. Now the problem about going to Threed is there's a bunch of ghosts in the tunnel, and we don't deal well with ghosts right now, but ghosts don't like loud music. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we find ourselves a way to have some loud music on the way. And, you know, we're going to just party our way to Threed. Okay, that one's out of the way. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of an awkward movement here, and that's to avoid another photo. So first we have to talk to this guy. He's going to give us a backstage pass because we saved Paula. And we slide down towards the entrance here. We show her the backstage pass, and that gets us just in time for the Runaway 5 show. Now this girl, she's a huge fan, but she can't go to backstage right now. Security is stopping her, but we have this backstage pass, so we're gonna just have her tag along. She's gonna pretend to be our sister. And that gets her backstage. We don't actually care about this part. And now it's time for the big show. It's time for the show, the Runaway 5. Feel free to join in, by the way.
We don't hear the music.
Wait, you guys don't hear the music?
No. Audio, please.
Audio, please. Yeah. Get these guys some music. They need to join with us.
Exactly. I know, that's why.
It's a shame they can't hear it, honestly. That needs to be fixed, like, ASAP.
Yes, as you can see, stream, there's 2 people not dancing. I am very
Clearly.
disappointed.
Same. But yeah, that's the Runaway 5. There's actually multiple times that we get to visit their show in a full run, but we don't get to do that in this category. In this category, just visit it once. But see, the Runaway 5 has to do a lot of shows here because they're in debt with this this venue. So they're just doing shows until they've paid up their debt. Now, we just got a giant stack of wait, where is it? Did I not get... okay. I forgot about something. That's okay. I forgot about the wad of bills. I thought I got that, but... So I actually have to go talk to Everdread real quick. Everdread is gonna give us a giant stack of bills. Like, just money. Because we got Paula back. So here's $10,000.
Holy moly.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, right?
Wow. Wait, who donated that?
Yeah, it's unfortunately not real monies.
You fooled us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry for fooling you. So back to the Chaos Theater. We're gonna now give that that giant stack of bills to the guy over here. He's gonna get surprised by that. But that's a lot of money, and as a result, now the Runaway 5 is free to leave. So you guys can actually hear the music now, right? Okay. Well, we're gonna party our way to Threed because we need to have loud music to have the ghosts be scared of us. Or rather, to have the ghosts not come close enough. So we're gonna go around here to avoid the photo. Talk to this guy. We're gonna accept his ride. Here we go. Yep, we're gonna do it again. So in the party bus, on our way to Threed, where you'll see the ghosts showing up in a moment. Because like just as we enter the tunnel, that's where they'll be at. So yeah, here, this is where those ghosts are at. They're not gonna bother us. They keep their distance because there's too much loud music here. And here we get to Threed, and Threed is a very, very, very bleak-looking town right now. That does change later on if you do the full run. It won't be the case here. This is actually the town where our final boss is at. We can't fight him yet, but this is the town where the final boss is at. But yeah, he's gonna move over to Fourside. If you hadn't noticed, by the way, all of the towns are, or the bunch of the towns are numbered. We've had Onet, so 1, Tucson, Threed, 3, and then Fourside is where the next one would be. Okay, gotta avoid the little pumpkin head over there. So we need to go to the graveyard. And there can be a bunch of flies all over this place. So let's see how that's gonna go. Okay, so far so good. You see there's these zombies, and they need to see us. There we go. He stares into our soul. Oh boy, that's a lot of flies. Those flies are not fun to deal with. Hope that was far enough to despawn all of them. Looks like it was. Okay, I can feel the lag right now. I'm seeing the lag happening, which does mean that there were enemies there. Luckily, we didn't get to see them. And now we're gonna go over to the inn, and we're gonna meet this very suspicious-looking lady. We have to follow her. And as we enter the room, we get ambushed by zombies and ghosts, and yeah, we get captured, and we're being imprisoned here. So we end up in this cave right here, and the door is locked, and we're stuck. Now, all that we can do here is, well, what Paula's going to do, he's going to call out to a friend she's never met before, Dutch J. And,
It's our boy.
It's our boy. It's time. We're going to go over to Winter's, completely other side of the map, basically. A small country to the north, and this is where our boy Dutch J is at.
Dutch J!
So Dutch J is going to this school right here.
Whilst you pick up Dutch J, I want to mention that we just received a €10 donation by Casualties, saying, "Hello, enjoying the run and hope you are enjoying it too. Great cause and great event. Keep it up."
So Dutch J here in a dream gets the request to go south to find, well, us basically. So the other guy mentions, you know, there's rules here, the dorm rules. If we get caught sneaking out at night, we could be in serious trouble. But Dutch J knows what's important here. So right here, first and foremost, we're gonna go talk to this guy. He tells us about his father and the Ultra Science Club, and he mentions that, you know, if we go on the road, we might have to get some equipment first. So he gives us the key to the locker. Now we're gonna try this key, and unfortunately the key is slightly bent, and it doesn't fit anymore as a result. So we're gonna go back to him. He actually kind of suspected this might be a problem, so he just invented a machine to open doors for slightly bad keys, also known as the bad key machine. And with that, we're gonna open up some lockers. We get the Holmes hat. We get the pop gun. We're gonna equip both of those. And now we're gonna sneak out of the college here, or out of the boarding school. Now Tony is nice enough to help us over the gate. And now we're gonna meet my favorite character, and most runners' least favorite character because he's a real annoyance, actually. But first, we're gonna pick up a pack of gum. And this is good old Bubble Monkey. And Bubble Monkey can blow bubbles and actually float in the air because of it. So, hello, Bubble Monkey. Now, Bubble Monkey can lag behind us, and as a result can cause us to get into extra battles that we don't want to get into, which is why Bubble Monkey is generally considered as a very annoying character to have to work with. But it's Bubble Monkey, and he's cute, and we're going to just drag him along either way. Okay, so far so good. Getting enemies there can actually lose you quite a bit of time. So let's go around here. And this is the Nessie campsite where they're looking for this or Tessie camp, the Tessie Watch Club, where they're looking for Tessie, better known as MS Paint Beast. Now,
MS Paint Beast.
Yeah, now if you have FFZ right now, I do believe the MS Paint Beast emote should be available to you. And if there was ever a time to use it, there's a very good one coming up. So we're going to go around here to avoid another photo. And make sure that Bubble Monkey is close to me. And Bubble Monkey is going to blow some bubbles. And over here, we meet our favorite form of transportation, MS Paint Beast. This is Tessie, and Tessie is going to help us over the lake. So just a calm little ride. And this is really the calm before the storm, because coming up is in glitchless, or what is in glitchless considered the most deadly fight in the run. Now, the fight doesn't actually lose that much time if you die to it, which is why it's not as bad, but it can be a very, very deadly fight coming up. It can also be a very easy fight, mind you. Like, if the fight goes well, you won't even know that it was bad. But if it goes poorly, he starts summoning a bunch of enemies, and things can go sour pretty quickly. But yeah, first we're gonna say goodbye to our good friend Tessie. MS Paint Beast is gonna go under the water again. Wrinkles, could you mute me? Okay, so right over here, we don't have our pencil eraser with us, so we can't actually pass through that, so we have to go through the cave. And this gift right here is actually a really hard, a really difficult fight for us. We're level 1. This is the Worthless Protoplasm. The Worthless Protoplasm can be a very easy fight, and it can be a very difficult one. Okay, he dealt 10 damage. This is still fine. Okay, this is not as fine, but we got the kill, so we good. That is the most difficult fight in the game. I know it really didn't look like that, but he can actually summon more friends, and when he does, it can just lose you a lot of time. So we're gonna eat the boiled egg because we did take quite a bit of damage. So I'm gonna try to avoid the duck over here. Don't think I'm gonna succeed at it. No. No. My setup wasn't right either, so. So the Mad Duck isn't nearly as scary. This one generally goes down pretty easily. Okay, that was a good fight. Now, there is one more worthless protoplasm in this room, which we're going to try to actually dodge. It's very unlikely that we succeed. I've only successfully dodged him once, but we can succeed at that. So let's see if we do this time. We also pick up an extra croissant. Ooh, we actually got it. Nice. That is a lot more difficult than it looks. Just for the sake of safety, I am gonna make a safety save here. It's the last safety save we're gonna be making this run. Continue. Okay, there we go. That way, if we die in the last or in the second half of the winters scene, we only get set back there rather than having to fight both of the worthless protoplasms again, or the worthless protoplasm, the mad duck, and maybe that other one as well. So after this cave, we're actually getting pretty close to the end here. It basically, right now, it's this cave that we have to get through, and I hope we succeed. So this is where that stutter stepping comes in. Okay, we got past them. That was pretty close. So these are all just slugs and rodeo mice. Basically the same enemies that we grinded on earlier. We're gonna just try to dodge all of them. There are a few items that we're going to pick up here as well in a little bit, just before we exit this cave. But after we exit this cave, it's about, I want to say, 4 minutes left. So, like, give or take 4 minutes left, probably. Okay, we got through that finally. Despawning enemies in this part isn't that hard. You just have to get lucky. But we're through the worst of it, honestly. Like the very long, small hallways with little to no room to dodge enemies. That's all behind us now. Here we have to try and despawn all of the enemies here. The second, okay, we at least don't have to start the entire room anymore, because we can just go back to the start of that. We're gonna pick up this item here. This is a bottle rocket. Make sure Bubble Monkey's close, and we're going to use the pack of bubble gum. And Bubble Monkey is going to use that to bring down the rope. Now there's only one part of enemies left here, and then we should be in the clear, actually. A lot of mushrooms up there, though. Now, if they're down right from me, it's actually not a big deal, because they will get stuck behind the wall. This is where another sanctuary is at as well, by the way. Okay, because the thing you see flashing on the right, that leads to another sanctuary, but we can't do that right now. We wouldn't be strong enough. Okay, goodbye, little Bubble Monkey, because Bubble Monkey actually found a little girl Bubble Monkey, and they're going to go off do Bubble Monkey things. And off we go. Gotta avoid the caveman over there. And we're gonna meet Dutch Jay's father, who's in the lab over here. And this guy, we tell him about what's been going on. He mentions that it's been like maybe 10 years since he last saw us, so he's clearly not a very good father right there, right? He tells us about a bunch of stuff that he's been working on, but we tell him about where we need to go, and he suggests using the Skyrunner. And the Skyrunner is this transportation method right here.
Skyrunner? More like UFO?
Yeah, pretty much. But we call it the Skyrunner here. But yeah, basically a UFO. And we're going to use that to get to Threed, save our friends, and that's when we're going to head to the final boss. So this is kind of like the last cutscene before we enter the final area. This cutscene takes about 2 minutes. So Zita, if you have anything to talk about in those 2 minutes, it'd be a fantastic time to do so.
Well, there are still a few bit incentives open. For example, the course 6 for Portal 2 co-op all main courses percent, which is 94 euros away from being met. The skin choice for the same game, And then there's a outfit choice for Lara Croft, run by our very own Ricold. And then, for example, Pokemon Yellow, which, you know, still needs a Nidoran name. Because right now it's only, you know, one option, and I think there could be more options to that one.
So we get to see some of the areas here. We just travel through them. It's this is the desert right here. We also saw a bit of Forside from before. We're slowly closing in on Threed. Now, before we actually save our friends, we are going to do like 3 laps around the city. But this is Threed right here. And the Skyrunner is starting to beep, knowing that our friends are close. This is where it's all at. This is where we're gonna finally get to the Boogey tent. Now we're in an underground prison, so we do kind of need the Skyrunner to know where we even need to go. And that underground prison is actually underneath the graveyard. But then, you know, the follow-up question would be, how do we get in there? Well, this thing is has got there's a very clever way we have of getting in there, because we're like right underneath here. So, well, I mean, we can just crash into the floor. That works. It does kind of destroy the Skyrunner, but hey, I mean, we get a friend, right? We find our friends. So Dutch Chase tells us, you know, he's not very strong, he's nearsighted, but he wants to join us anyway, so here we go. He actually can use a lot of very powerful items, and he's got the bad key machine, you know, the machine for slightly bent keys and whatnot, so we use that to open the door here. Take the ladder out, and off we go. Now, normally I'd go pick up a teddy bear right now, but we still have a teddy bear, so I don't have to do that. And instead, I can just make my way towards the boss. Now, the boss is on the very south end of town, so that's where we need to go. And we're just gonna have to try and dodge all of the enemies that are there. That was an enemy on the floor there. Okay. So, right over here, this is the Boogey tent. This is the final boss of this particular category. Now, this could be a very quick fight. Let's see if we can get the quick kill. It's actually pretty much random whether we do or not. Because it very much depends on the big bottle rocket that we have. So we use some attacks, and here we go, the big bottle rocket. And we killed him. That's it. That's the entire final boss. Time will be as we pick up the Fly Honey, which is basically immediately after the leveling screen here is done. So get ready on that one. There's quite a lot of levels here, because Paula was still like level 3. Dutch Che was still like super low level as well. I don't even know what level. I think he's level 3 or 4. So this tends to take a little bit of time. But we're almost done. Okay, get ready. So right in there. And time. So yeah, that's Boogey percent. That's about the first third of Glitchless. I still have to learn Glitchless completely, but hope you guys enjoyed that at least. Yeah, back to you guys for our next run.
Thank you very much, Cruel. That was a fun run to watch. Up next, we will have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Any Percent Go by Ruslan Gaetil. So, you know, whilst we set it up, we will play some ads, and when we get back, there will be a new host.